signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. How are you? Are you good? You doing good? You doing okay? I freaking hope so. I want to talk about your crystal first that I intuitively selected for you. This is lepidolite. Never know if I'm saying that correctly, but I absolutely love this crystal, first of all. But yeah, I just felt, I don't know, I felt called to put this with your stack, your little mini stack, for this Lionsgate reading. And so, what this crystal can help you with, and mostly helps with, is healing really super deep wounds in your heart. Just deep ass heart healing. And transitioning, like changes, kind of helping you stay balanced and cool through change and transitions, accepting things. Sometimes you just feel chaotic and you're just like, why is this happening? It just kind of brings you acceptance, chills you out. Again, balancing emotions helps with mood swings. If you've, there's even like fun fact, there's like a small amount, trace amount of lithium in this crystal. So you can look that up, and so always be careful. Don't like eat this or anything like that. Please don't. But so it really can help with mood swings or symptoms of bipolar disorder. Even again, do not replace this with professional help. Do not replace this with you know don't replace your medication with this or anything like that without consulting a professional or anything like that. I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying, fun fact, if you read up on it, it's pretty cool. So yeah, lots of just deep stuff. And it kind of makes me a little for you. Air signs, not going to say the sad word, but it just makes me for you, because this is kind of giving me a hint of what your reading may be looking at. But the good thing about deep heart wound healing is that it always makes you stronger. It always leads you to somewhere better in your life. Sometimes it takes longer times than other times, but anyway, we'll just get into it. I just wanted to tell you about this. Lepidolite keeps you balanced, helps you heal, keeps you like in that space of like it's gonna be all right when things are just crazy and changing and it's hard to accept. Lepidolite has got your back. Okay, so we're gonna start with this first card, which represents what you're going to be leaving behind with this Lionsgate portal. Okay, is now you're gonna have to work with me on my translations of these cards. Okay, so I put these little green dots that signifies when it's upside down. This is technically the top of the card, so if it was upright it would look like this. So because I'm extra and I had to make my playing card deck exactly as close as I could to a real standard tarot deck. That's just me. I could have left out the reverses. I could have done all that, but no. I wanted the real deal. Okay, so anyway, this is the 7 of Cups in reverse. Okay, this stands for what you are leaving behind in this Lionsgate portal. 8/8 energy. I mean, 7 of Cups in reverse. What you're leaving behind is just like anything that is, I guess, distracting, anything that is blocking your focus from like what's actually important to you. I read, 7 of Cups in reverse can be a lot about like there's so many choices. Everything's just so, everything seems like you want to choose it. You want to do this, and you want to do that, and you want to do this, and you want to do that. And a lot of times, that's great to have choices. That's cool. But this Lionsgate portal energy is asking you to leave behind anything and everything that's blocking you from your focus of what's truly important to you. And like, meaning like, to discontinue trying to make decisions based on what will make others happy. Let that mindset go. Like what's going to make you happy, you know, that's what's important. Focus on that. Everything else that's going to make others happy, that's giving you this feeling of a million, 100 billion choices because you're thinking, well, if I did this, now that I'm thinking of so and so, maybe I should do this. My heart wants to do this, but like now I'm thinking of so and so, kind of want to do this. And now that I'm thinking of so and so else, kind of want to do that, or choose that, or go there, or date them, or whatever. You need to think about you. So it's time to let go of that like headspace of needing to make decisions that will, be the best for someone else. It's time to think about you. So that's what I'm getting from that card, is leaving behind that, not that caring about others isn't good, isn't important, but this Lionsgate energy, Sirius is kind of asking you, or hinting, nudging at you, that it's time to really just let that, what's the word I'm looking for? Let that, like, I don't want to say distortions, but let those, like, just let those things go. Things that are basically just like clouding, or like, say, your focus and what you want is right here, like a physical object, but all these other opportunities and choices and things you're thinking about that have really more else to do with other people's feelings instead of yours, they're like clouds just like covering it, like foggy clouds just covering it. I think Sirius, I think Spirit, I think, the universe is telling you it's time to leave those things behind. Okay, let go of thinking about all those things and try to really, pay attention to what's important, pay attention to what is best for you. And of course, as you're leaving these things behind, it's with the intention to move forward from it. So I like that. Interesting. Okay. And then next we have your card. This is going to tell you. I was going to say tell us. So either way, tell you what it is you're going to be taking with you out of this portal energy. We have the 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay. So taking with you, I feel this card as like you're taking with you, like, again, what is important, or what is your focus, what's going to work out best, or even if it's not great, 5 of Swords is a lot of like tension and arguments and just conflict, and like, sometimes you can compromise and make it work. Like sometimes that's what it takes, like after relentless fighting that you feel like is just not ending, or a relentless fight with even yourself. Some of you may just be relentlessly fighting with yourself. Like after all that, it's like sometimes you can compromise, and it can be like a great step to continue whatever the relationship is, or whatever it is that you are having conflict with within yourself or with another person. But a lot of the time you have to just move on. You have to just move on with your life and just leave it as it is, and understand that, all of this tension, all these arguments, all this, I keep repeating the words, I know, but all this conflict and stuff, like, yeah, sometimes you have to understand that, like, it's not really going where you want it to go, or it may never go back to what you wanted it to go back to. And I'm feeling called to be, remind you of the lepidolite crystal, because acceptance is a lot to do with this crystal. And so sometimes you just have to accept that, this is just not it. This is just not working. So that may be an inner battle for some of you, that may be a relationship battle for some of you, but I feel as though a lot of you, the majority, that this message that I'm receiving for this card, the majority is going to have to move on. Whatever this relationship is with yourself, with a person, you're going to have to move on. It could be like an ex that keeps creeping up on you, keeps making things complicated, and it's just not seeming to work out. Could be you just fighting against yourself because you keep trying to do something that you think is maybe going to make someone else happy, or maybe going to get you clout or something like that, and it's just not going. Sometimes you just need to kind of just accept that it's not happening, and you got to move on. Sorry, I need to cough. So yeah, I think taking with you is just like, take with you knowing that, like, as you leave behind, this need to make choices based on how others will feel about it, you're leaving that behind, right? So you can focus on what you want. What you're taking with you is, that mindset of, I gotta move on. Or I gotta make a cut decision so that this can work. And that's only for a few of you that specifically for. Like, some of you, you've just got to make this cut decision. 11:11 on the clock when I said that. Some of you just got to make this cut decision that, okay, you know what, we're gonna compromise and we're gonna get through this. And that's maybe a relationship is what I'm feeling for them. And you'll make amends, and that'll be that 11:24. That's my number on the clock. Sorry. So yeah, some of you, it's going to be about making that cut decision. Oh goodness, I swear, every time I look up at this camera, I just looked up again. 11:33. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make this cut decision and just say, you know what, let's compromise. Done with the fighting, done with it. We're gonna compromise. That's what we're taking with this energy. We're taking with us this energy of, the fighting stops here. We're going to compromise, because the Five of Swords in reverse is also, like, in a positive way, it brings new ideas. Like, by making this tough decision after all this stress and tension and stuff, it brings in room, or the energy about to come is like going to be full of new ideas, and like collaboration with whoever you've been in this conflict with, yourself or someone else. So, that's what you're taking with you, is that mindset of, you know what, we're going to make this decision, and this is honestly the undernote. It's going to be because you're doing this, because this is like what's going to be best for you, because you're not worried about the other person's feelings anymore. Sorry, other person, but you're not worried about the other person's feelings anymore. Or if it's with yourself, you're not worried about what your anxious self or doubtful self cares about anymore. You don't care. You're going to listen to you, your true self, your authentic self. And what you're going to take with you is, this room for new ideas and collaboration, whether that ends in compromising with whoever you're fighting with, making amends with whoever you're fighting with, or moving on. And I'm not going to lie, once again, a lot of you are going to be moving on. All right, air signs, you're going to be stepping. And it's all good, because it's going to bring you new ideas, and it's divine, and everything happens exactly when it's supposed to and how it's supposed to. And you got leopard light on your side when shit starts to feel really crazy with those changes. What did we talk about? Changes. So yeah. Yeah, there's that. And a lot of you probably been feeling awful, and you're done feeling awful, and you're ready to just cut it, whether that's cutting a cord and moving on, or cutting the bullshit and just saying, all right, that's it, we're compromising. What do we got to do to make this work? So I like that. Taking with you this, like, it's almost like a strength, like taking with you this, like, strength of, like, you know what, it is or it isn't. It's time for me to say this, and this is my truth. Boom, arrowhead, point on. Instead of all that cloudiness, instead of all that, thank you, Spirit, instead of all that cloudy questioning, oh, what if I do this, what if I do that, what if I do this? No, we left that behind. Now we're Point blank, period. What are we doing here? I like that. I like that. It's kind of sassy. It's kind of sassy. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. Okay, so what will you find? This is your card to represent what you will find. I love this card. The Fool. You're going to be finding the Fool. Ooh, what does that mean? The Fool is very childlike, very spontaneous. Ooh la. But beginnings. New beginnings. Take that first step. Go from that, it's kind of like, visualizing the Fool when you are like, crap. What am I doing? This crap's going wrong. I don't even know what to do at this point. Oh no. What did I do? Kind of thing. Imagine the Fool comes up, right? A little fool. And he's like, hey, come with me. Let me show you. We can take a new step into a new world. And it's fun and free. Sorry. The Fool is a very free spirit. Anyway. So new beginnings. And I'm so fascinated with this reading. Again, as new as I am, learning the language of tarot. Again, so I'm taking my time. There might be clips in this video. Again, I swear to you, this is exactly all spirit speaking through these cards. I did not manipulate these cards in any way. It is just so amazing and astonishing to me, interpreting these messages to you. So I just wanted to just say that before I keep going, knowing that there's going to be probably clips in my videos, or there may not, I don't know. It's just so astonishing to me that we were just saying, we're going to get through all that cloudy shit. We're going to focus. We're going to make our decision, right? Based on what we want. Air sign, sorry, based on what you want. I'm not an air sign, but I'm saying we. It's a question if my rising is Libra or Scorpio. It's like one of those dates where like it could be either or, so maybe that's why I'm saying we a lot. Otherwise, I don't really have any other air signs in my chart. I think I have some, like a smidge of Aquarius somewhere, but I'm not sure. But anyway, not off the top of my head. Yeah, what you want, and, you gotta just cut the bullshit or cut the cord, whatever you choose. But knowing it's going to lead you somewhere new. And guess what you're going to find? Like we just said, the Fool, you're going to find new beginnings, free, spontaneous, my favorite kind of living. When I first saw this card, like it actually gave me like the vibe of like, like the song, the Frozen song, Into the Unknown. Whatever. And so that's basically, it's like you're going to open your eyes after you make the decision, air signs, and it's just going to be like, and in the back of your head it's going, into the unknown. It's just like, and you're just like, oh shit. Here we fucking go. So yeah, it's really cool. You're going to find lots of just it's like a whole new world, freedom. Whether that is, new freedom within this partnership when you guys just, make amends and compromise and it becomes more free, more fun, more new, or you're going solo because you cut that cord of whatever it is, you're moving forward and you're just in this whole new like solo single life, or, again, if that was something to do with conflict with yourself, like you break those, negative patterns with yourself, and you wake up one day like, hey, all the possibilities are endless for me. I'm like the Fool. I'm just living life. You know what I mean? Like, we can do this. Into the unknown. Let's do this. Yeah. And with the Fool card, it's always a clear message that you are 100% ready for this new venture. So it's completely divine. It's completely for you. You don't need any more thinking or planning. You don't need any more insight from anybody. The universe, spirit, oh, my headphone. Universe, spirit is telling you, the Fool is telling you, you're ready. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. You don't need to pack all your things. You just need you, maybe a water bottle and a snack, and you're on your adventure. You get me? Because you're ready. You were born for this, baby. You were born for this. I love this vibe. It gives me a little bit of goosebumps. You know, it's time to let your heart go free. That's what you're going to find. You're going to find, holy shit, like, my heart feels free as hell. Like, this is a whole new world for me. This is amazing. I'm so excited for you air signs right now. I'm so excited. Again, and the excitement, you know, the Fool's all about being excited, being curious. And the more that you can, like, in life in general, but especially right now for you guys air signs based on your reading, like, the more you can face your days, face your moments with excitement head on, you know, like, the more opportunity and things you're going to, you know, be able to find with this Fool card. So excitement's really important here. And again, it might be a little scary because there's so much change and so much transition, but that's why you're gonna harness the energy of the lepidolite. Okay, this is fun. I love this for you. I love this for you. Okay. Wow, I love this for you. Okay, so next, what energy will you be activating in this portal change transition that you gonna be going through?
Price built for everyone. With $700 off our best phones when you switch.
Don't freak out. 9 of Swords is what this is. So, it's okay. It's all balance. Life is all about balance. And you're traveling into the unknown, right? It's a beautiful unknown. The Fool wants you to know this is just free living, childlike living, like, just like, yay, let's do it. Look at everything we could do. But because such heavy, deep wounds are going to be needed to be healed in this process, you know, because remember, we just had all that conflict and stuff. So when you find this new, okay, it's new energy, all right, okay, I'm feeling like the Fool, okay, this is going to be cool, this is going to be fine. You know, very recent past, 2222 on the clock when I'm saying this, very recent past, you just went through all that arguing and conflict. That stuff doesn't just get swept under the rug, right? So there's a lot of wounds be healed. There's a lot of, in 2233 when I'm saying this, holy moly, the portals are wide open. Okay, sorry, I'm getting crazy. It's just not 2244. You know, it's not every day that I get synced up that much with the time clock, and often I don't look at the time clock at all. And now it's like my eyes keep jumping to it right at these angelic number times. So I'm just saying, thank you, Spirit, love ya. Anyway, where am I at? Focus, Machi. So you can't dust all that under the rug. You just went through all of that tension and conflict, like that has, you know, its purpose, and which has led you to this new beginning. But that doesn't mean that, you know, wherever all that was coming from is just whoosh, gone and bye and now it's rainbow happy time with the Fool. It can be rainbow happy time in the Fool energy in these new beginnings. But at the same time, life is about balance. And also, air signs, you've got some really deep wounds you need to heal in your heart. And it could be just you solo dolo, or it could be between you and your partner, you and your friend, whoever this is resonating with you as, you will know. Or you just, you know, like I said, you with yourself. There are these very deep wounds to heal. And that is why Spirit and Sirius is saying that you're going to be activating this 9 of Swords energy, which is a very anxious, very worried, very overwhelmed. You could get yourself even into like a negative cycle of thinking because you're just up at night like, oh my gosh, like, just worried about, like, I'm feeling this energy of those of you who this is like a solo experience, like you're either going through a breakup or this is just a conflict you've been having with yourself that you're breaking through. The solo dolo people out there, it's more of like, can I do this? Can I do this? Like 2442 on the clock when I say that, but like it's more of like, can I do this? Is kind of just doubting yourself or questioning yourself. And then again with the breakup, people who may be going through that in this transition, like it could be just a question of like, your faith, a question of just, how do I do this on my own? Like, where do I go from here? How do I hear the fool is like trying to get me to love life, like, be free and all that, but at night I can't sleep. I'm lonely. I'm overwhelmed. I just can't rest. Like, it's definitely the hardest at night. I mean, that's just for me personally, the Nine of Swords. Now, I'm learning tarot, but I know my Nine of Swords card. Because I'm very familiar with that energy. But, it's just everything at night. Most everything at night is just keeping you up at night. And then you're not able to rest. And then when you wake, you just feel not your best. And that wasn't supposed to be a rhyme, but it was. But so you're going to be activating a lot of anxiousness, a lot of worry, a lot of overwhelming stuff. You're going to have to realize, though, that it's all in your head. Most of all is in your head. Like 90% of it is in your head. There are things that we fear just as human beings, but all this ruminating thought that's keeping you up at night, it's really mostly all in your head, and that's not to belittle it, but that's to give you a different perspective, to help you understand that, you can, survive all this worry and all this, like, overwhelm that you feel like just will never end, this torment, right? So sorry to my freaking paper here. And again, the power of the lepidolite, manifest this, keep this in your, mind's eye, of finding that balance, finding that this helpful healing stone to heal those deep wounds. And another thing, advice as far as this card goes, like the Nine of Swords is kind of, for most people or for a lot of you, like a wake-up call to seek some help. That can be professional help, like a therapist or some type of healer or counselor. It could just be just finally reaching out to someone and just dishing it all out, laying it all on the line. I mean, this stone right here is all about heart wounds and opening, helping to heal your heart. You may just need to just crack that heart chakra as wide open as you can, and that throat chakra, and just spill your guts to somebody. Because, it's going to be harder for you to accept and to find balance with this Nine of Swords energy, all this worry and anxiousness that's keeping you up at night. It's going to be harder to do that if you're just stuck in that cycle of ruminating in your head. You need to speak to someone, even if you feel like, I'm hearing in my head right now, like, I'll sound stupid. Maybe one of you is feeling like you're going to sound stupid if you open up to somebody, but if you do, whether it's a professional or a friend, family member, like that different perspective is going to be so helpful for you to, I'm not going to say shake this energy, get it away, because we have to feel things, but it's going to be so helpful for you to, balance this and understand, really hear yourself for one, but hear from someone else, their perspective, so they can kind of, not to be this way, but like they can kind of show you like, hey, that's, I know you're worried, I know you're upset with stuff, but don't go that far, you know what I mean? Because we get in this negative cycle of like, and this and this and this, and then we may even end up like beating ourselves up and stuff like that. And when you can open those thoughts and feelings up to somebody, no matter how weird you think you're going to sound or stupid or whatever, you're never stupid when you share your feelings, just so you know. If no one's ever told you that, just so you know, you're never stupid when you share your feelings. It's much nicer. It's a, I don't want to say nicer, it's like just a much more progressive way to get a different perspective from someone that you trust, whether it's a professional or someone that you love. and be like, oh yeah, you're right. I don't feel that way about myself, but I am worried about X, Y, and Z. But now that I've told you, I understand that I'm going to get through this, and I've gotten through other things before, and it's going to be all right. And again, another bit of advice when it comes to this card is to try your best to focus on what is going right. So again, especially for all of you air signs are going through a big transition, a big change. And for those of you, especially for the people who are going from relationship to single, and this is what's keeping you up at night, it's really, you need to feel what's authentic for you to feel. But I believe, and I'm being told through these cards, that Spirit also wants you to know, Spirit also wants you to remember to try to find time to think of what is going right in your life, though, or what could go right out of this, if there's any possible way. And again, maybe the only way to find that out is through the perspective of someone else, which is just another great reason of why you should reach out to someone when you're feeling this Nine of Swords energy. So that made it a little spooky on the spread, not gonna lie, because we were like this, and now we're like, okay, well, noted. But this isn't to scare you, it's just to keep you aware, and it's just to, it's just to kind of, I don't know, create balance in this. I mean, we can't, like I said, we can't have happy rainbow the full time all the time. There's got to be balance with that. And again, you're important, and how you feel is important. So if these are things and worries and fears and things that you need to work through in order to be like an even higher version of you, higher as in like an even more authentic version of you, then this is what you need to do. And that's important. Even if it kind of, not gonna lie, might suck a little bit. But it's important. And you're safe. That's the greatest part. You are safe in doing this. You know why? Because we just let you in on it before it even happened. Or maybe you're going through it right now. Either way, whoever's watching this, you are safe. Please reach out to someone for help, okay? Please reach out to someone, anyone. And don't be afraid. Okay, so I need some water. All right. This next card is what will become clear to you from this transition, from this Lionsgate portal energy. This is a lot. This is a big, like, you are truly walking through a portal in this reading. Like, you are one person here, out the other side, a whole new person, a whole new life, a whole new world. I am loving this. Like, the Fool, I just love it. All right. Queen of Cups. Okay, so what's going to become clear to you, air signs? I think the Queen of Cups, okay, so the Queen of Cups is super nurturing and motherly and really listens to people, really listens to the people they love and really helps them in a genuine way, and it's just like super, just like everyone wants to go to the Queen of Cups to, vent out and to feel safe and to feel nurtured and feel not judged, and just, they feel mostly better after talking to the Queen of Cups, after being with the Queen of Cups, than they do, with anybody else. So I feel like what's going to become clear to you, especially after this Nine of Swords moment, where, right, air signs, you're going to reach out for support, right? You're going to, right? Hopefully. I feel like you're really going to realize by doing that, to be honest with you, I am getting the feeling that you are going to reach out to some people that won't pick up the phone, or won't text back, or won't text back soon enough, or I am, or whatever. I am getting the vibe that, when you're going through this Nine of Swords, you are going to be like, all right, screw it, I'm going to reach out, and you'll start reaching out, and you might not know exactly how. Maybe, I'm feeling like some of you might be a little vague, so people aren't taking it as urgent, or maybe just some people just don't really care to reply right away. They just not to be like that, but some people, they just don't care to reply right away. Um, I feel like this is your clarity card. I feel like you're going to really find out who is truly there for you. You hear me? I feel like you're really going to find out who is truly there for you, who your, you know, Queen of Cups people are that are really truly going to be there for you and really truly care about like the quality and just the quality of your life and your happiness, like where you are in your life and how you feel about your own life, like people who truly care. And again, it could even be a professional, but I'm getting a big vibe of like you might be like you just went through a transition, leaving someone behind. A lot of you left someone behind. A lot of you are leaving parts of yourself behind. And this is coming to me like there may be friends even when you're in this Nine of Swords moment that you may be like, damn, like I really thought so and so would reply to me, but instead this person's replying to me right now, and I really need this support. So I'm just gonna trust. I'm just gonna lean into them and listen to them and tell them how I'm feeling, because I need the help and I need to get out of this funk in my brain. I need to tell someone what I'm going through. And I feel like that your clarity is going to come from, okay, thank you, Spirit. Your clarity is going to come from the people who you choose and who communicate back with you during these moments, during this Nine of Swords, anxious, up at night, restless energy. So your clarity is going to come from this person. So you could even be reaching out to your mom. Oh, reaching out to your mom, a motherly figure, or a professional who kind of gives off a motherly vibe. Again, this doesn't have to be like a female. You could have any gender of any friend or family member or professional person that just gives off a maternal vibe. Clarity is going to come from this conversation. That's cool. That's good. That's good. That's what we want. That's like a good quality vent out sesh, is when after it you're like, okay, I see, I get it now. That's beautiful. That's great. Thank you, Spirit. But I also do want to instill the initial message I was feeling was you'll also find out who's really there for you. Even if it's not just like chopping down friends out of your friend group, I think this will really, like give a big eye opener to to you in the sense of like, oh, they really care about me. Like someone really cares about me. Like I can do this. Like I'm not all the things that I was telling myself. I'm not all the things that that person was telling me. Ooh, maybe that person you're fighting with, or that part of yourself you're fighting with. I'm not like that, like they were telling me. Very cool. This person's really going to be there for you. This Queen of Cups is really going to be there for you, and it's really going to open your eyes, and you're going to be like, you're just going to feel safe and nurtured, and it's going to relieve this. You're going to be able to rest finally. Oh, hallelujah. You're going to be able to rest. But yeah, and you might even find out through this person, chances are you'll find out how great you are, like I said, but like you're coming to this person for nurturing, and for just an ear, and just for someone to be there for you in that motherly vibe. And they might also make sure to let you know that like, hey, like you do that for me, like you're awesome, and that's why I'm doing this for you. So anytime you feel less than awesome, come to me anytime. Like what? Like you are amazing. So it's really going to remind you just a different perspective of yourself that is seen through the eyes of this person who truly loves you. So you're going to be like, damn, I am really great, aren't I? I see this now. Sorry, I almost bit my lip. Yeah. And it also can be a indicator of like messages coming to you through like dreams and like visuals through meditation and stuff like that too. So perhaps if for some unfortunate reason you can't seem to really find this person outwardly, like outsource this person, but which Spirit and I both recommend, I think that is another option for the people who are kind of fighting against themselves and maybe just might not be in a space to feel that they are comfortable reaching out to anyone. Sadly, that really hurts when I'm saying that. Meditate and just pay attention to your dreams and your guides, your higher power, and your own subconscious will help you through there. And additionally to anyone, but there's someone specific who just doesn't feel like they can reach out, but their dreams will be there, and any visuals from meditation will be there to guide you if you ever feel like that. So wow. Hit my soft spot for a second. Okay, all right. So now, got my little notes. All right, helps me know what these cards, little makeshift tarot cards are like meaning. It helps. Okay. 3 more cards. All right, so sorry, it's not open all the way. Alrighty. So how will this change you? How will this transition change you? How will this Lionsgate portal change you, air signs?
This is unlimited built right.
10 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 10 of Cups. I am feeling big time, big time self-love with this card. Oh yes, because prior to this, my friend, you were just, something was not right. You were putting everybody before yourself. You could not focus, you could not choose, you could not decide. Everything seemed like it was a viable option, and especially with the influence of other people's feelings in mind, you were fighting with yourself or you were fighting with someone else, and it was just not, it was not okay. You had to get through that. Bing bam boom, we're feeling some type of way because all this new stuff is ahead of us. Our maternal figure steps in, whoever this is, could even be just a dream message, comes in, reminds us who the F we are, okay? And now, you're changed for the ever harmonious better with the 10 of Cups. Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. You are just at peace with yourself. You love yourself. It's so much self-love. You are just aligned. You are like ready now. Like you're ready for this new beginning. I mean, you've always been ready, right? The Fool tells us you were ready to begin with. But then you regress a little bit. That's okay. That's life. We regress. That's what happens. But then we work harder. We get forward again. Everything changes, right? So, yeah. Now you feel ready. You've always, there it is, thank you, Spirit. You've always been ready, but now you feel ready. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes. I love that. Oh, yeah. I do. Okay, I'm singing now. Sorry. Okay. Wow, I'm going to have to make multiple videos because this is taking a while. But you know what? We're going to get better as we go. And I thank you all for hanging in there with me. So, yeah. You're going to be loving yourself. You're going to be like, all right, yeah, I am ready for this. I am excited. This, I am at peace with myself. I do feel like just blissful, like just great. Like I'm here. I have achieved. I have arrived. This is me. And for some of you, that this was an argument with someone that you decided to compromise and make amends with, some of you, this 10 of Cups is that feeling of like, you know what, we did do this, because you could have drawn back and regressed a little bit and been like, oh, but what about this with us? What about that with us? Like, I don't know, like, is this the right thing? And someone stepped in and was like, hey, you guys are made for each other. And then you're like, you know what? Yes, we are in love. Let's celebrate. This is amazing. We're in harmony with each other. This is it. But for a lot of you, it's how you feel about yourself. And a few, a couple, I will say, a couple of you watching this, a new relationship. This is you finding a new relationship that brings you way more happiness than this did. This was toxic. You needed to get out. This particular person I'm referring to for this, or maybe few people, you needed to get out of this. You really did. And it was scary. And you were like, ugh. Because toxicity, man. You had to detox. This person was like, you don't need them. You are amazing. Don't let them fool you. And then now you step into yourself. You love yourself. You're attracting love. You're attracting friendships even. It doesn't have to be romantic love. But you could absolutely be attracting a brand new relationship with this. Also, for the people who this is a relationship that they decided to reconcile and make amends and keep working through it. This could be just like your step for real commitment. Maybe the fight was about not committing or something to do with those lines, and then now it's like, you know what, we are made for this. We are soulmates. We are in this. We could be, twin flames. Sorry, my nose is itchy. And it's like, you know what, let's make it official. But either way, this is super bliss, just super awesome, amazing vibes. And getting to this point, remember how this felt. Remember how this felt when you had to, and it was so hard. And this, you had to like, oh my gosh, you had to deal with feelings and it was so scary. But you stayed true to your heart the whole time. You opened your heart to someone even. You stayed true to your heart the whole time, and look where it got you. 10 of Cups, baby. That's what the 10 of Cups is all about. It's your reward. Your reward because you stayed true to your heart. And you trusted in the universe. That's perfect. Love it. Okay, 2 more cards. Your benefits. So, how will this benefit me? If it's not already clear. Because we're at 10 of Cups mode, baby. How it will benefit you. The card we have here is, surprisingly, 3 of Cups in reverse. 3 of Cups in reverse. So at first I'm like, ooh, we were just in 10 of Cups mode. Our benefits are 3 Cups in reverse. What are we talking about? 3 Cups in reverse is about alone time. INDEPENDENCE. Did I spell that right? Independence. Goodness, I need to focus. I am very sorry right now, air signs. I'm trying to take things seriously. I get a little too goofy. Okay. Alone time. Independence. Reconnecting with loved ones, family and friends. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of like saying, you get to this 10 of Cups point and it is just blissful, and it is like, this is you, this is how you embody this, right? Because of all these changes you went through, you survived it, you followed your heart, this is what you're embodying, this is the change within yourself, right? How this change will benefit you, because, this is what your energy is, right? But of course, like, there's something deeper. You went through all these deep wounds to heal. There's something deeper that you needed to benefit out of this, right? Clearly, and this just confirms it for us, or at least brings it to our attention and confirms it for us, that yeah, like, you needed to perhaps find your independence, which is very clear because of this. You had to really, starting here, you had to really decide, like, I'm gonna make a choice based on, like, what I want. I'm not going to think about what other people are feeling and needing or whatever. This is going to be based off of what I want. And it made things kind of rough and tough because, you're changing and you're speaking your truth and stuff like that, and it's causing conflict, and you had to make a tough decision. But through all of this, and now we're rejoicing, right? Internally, like with all of it, or, externally as well with your partner, if there's a partner involved. But the real benefit from this is you being independent and you making that choice for you, air sign. I love that. You really made the choice for you. You're learning that as scary as it may have, conceptually been to begin with, like, oh my gosh, am I really going to do this? Like, it was necessary. It was absolutely necessary for you to get here. And not just that, but it's a lesson. It's a lesson to teach you that, making choices from your most authentic place of self for you, making choices for you from the most authentic place of yourself, I mean, that is like, was essential for you to learn, is that independence. So yeah, you're gonna benefit by having lots of independence, especially those of you who are, this is a transition from being together with someone to being single, and now you're just gonna live solo dolo life. And you're just like, you know what? I can do this. I like this. I'm blissful with myself. I love this. You know, the benefits based on this card could even mean just like you get to benefit by, spending time with yourself. Maybe you've never really spent time with yourself. That's fun. I feel like my hair is probably aggravating the microphone. I'm very sorry. But yeah, you maybe have never spent time with yourself. Could probably, you probably are really going to enjoy, like, you get to you don't have to clean up after somebody else. You don't have to cook for 2 people or however many people you did before. Like, maybe you're just going to really enjoy this time with yourself, doing what you want to do, independently. Yeah. And especially after you went through all of this, like a benefit of like a benefit in the sense of like, it's still not something you could hold in your hand, but like beyond like an emotional benefit or like a spiritual benefit, this card like shows that like you'll finally be getting that sleep that you need, that sleep that you lost, all this worrying, all this stuff. You hit this 10 of Cups moment, you're like, I freaking love myself, I freaking love us, I freaking love this. And then you can finally sleep like a damn little baby, just like you deserve. And I love that. Yeah. And because of this person that really helped you through, or people, or professional, or whatever, you could be really starting to just open up to more people. It brings you closer to people maybe you haven't been close with in a while, like friends and family, or say that this is, a professional that's kind of just helping you feel better with yourself. It can just give you more of a clearer mind to, again, feel comfortable to open up to other people, or to just, maybe maybe you realize you miss someone in your life and you want to go visit them more or talk to them on the phone more or whatever. This is really cool. For someone specific, remember we talked about like you'll find out who your friends are kind of thing. You're going to find out who's really there for you in this Nine of Swords moment. For some of you specific, you're going to become independent from certain friends. Like, you're going to realize, like, your benefit is that, like, you kind of get, maybe some new friends. Also, like, more specifically, like, maybe find out who your real friends are, and move on from the people that maybe weren't there for you. Maybe haven't been there for you in a while. And that's a benefit, because you don't need that. You don't need that. No, you're here now. You are 10 of Cups energy now. You do not need any of that. The way you feel about yourself, you should have that. The way you feel about yourself in this 10 of Cups moment, harmonious, in balance, blissful, in just loving yourself, the way you feel about yourself in this energy, you shall not and you will not accept anything less than this when it comes to people that you have in your life. If they not even necessarily like if they aren't holding this energy within themselves. I mean, that's obviously very important. But if they're not going to hold you in their life with this energy, especially romantically, if a new romantic partner is not going to hold you in this energy of like harmony and bliss and just loves you as much as you love yourself in this energy, then it ain't worth it. And that's a benefit that you move on from them. That's a benefit that you found out who the real ones are, because you were spending too much time with ones that were not worth it anymore. Just saying. And yeah, you'll cut loose a little bit more. Again, you'll get that sleep. And then I did make a note, because the Five of Swords being out at the same time as the Three of Cups, though they're in reverse, still can symbolize or signify some type of, like, remember we were fighting, someone was fighting and having conflict and stuff. I don't know, could be literally maybe one person watching this. Maybe it was about like some type of cheating, or some type of like they were already in a relationship and you knew about that relationship and you didn't really care, but then you did start to care. Ooh, I feel that. One person this is for. In a relationship with this person that you're fighting with, and you knew they were in a relationship, but you were doing it anyway. And so you guys were fighting about it, and you really just wanted them to commit. And I feel like, yeah. I feel like this is like you dodged a bullet kind of card. I don't know. Now part of me thinks that maybe for this person, they do end up committing. That, I don't know. Now I'm feeling very strongly. I feel like Spirit's really pushing me towards they do end up committing to you. Air sign. And you're like, yep, that's right, because 3 was too many. 3 was a crowd. And now we are the way we're supposed to be. So that's very, I mean, hey, that's your business. That's interesting. That's cool. Okay. I like that. That's cool. I like that. 3's a crowd then. Okay. Alrighty. All right, and then I really, really love this next card. This is your enlightened message from Sirius. It's very cool because 8-8, right? That's the Lion's Gate, right? August 8th. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and I just so happened, now, I don't think the Wheel of Fortune has anything to do with the number 8. Again, still learning my numerology stuff. But, you know, it wasn't randomly picked. Short story before I get into this card. So I needed to use 2 playing decks to make this tarot deck that I'm using out of playing cards. One playing deck I used, and I made the entire... I get confused of what's the major and what's the minor arcana, and that's my bad. But I made the entire major arcana, I believe. First, I think. Anyway, and then I needed like 20 something extra cards, because that's like, 50 something cards. And then I needed an extra 20 something cards from another deck to make the other parts of the arcana, which involve like cards like this, the Wheel of Fortune, and cards like the Fool and the Knights and stuff like that. So what I did was I intuitively selected these cards because I didn't want to just slap titles on cards, because how am I supposed to know if Spirit is trying to give me that card or not if I'm just slapping it on there? So I intuitively, with the help of Spirit's guidance, selected what actual cards from this separate deck were going to be for these certain cards, for these certain card titles. And just so happened Wheel of Fortune I was told to put it on this card, and I just think that's very interesting that you got this, because it's an 8. I just think that's really cool. I don't know if Wheel of Fortune has anything to do with 8s either, at all. Just very cool to me. Anyway, so... Excuse me, sorry, so... your enlightened message from Sirius is all about just knowing that everything changes. So that's to say, when you're in this hard place, you're gonna, I mean, it's just the whole timeline that we went over. The whole timeline is just change, change, change. You went from this stuck, I don't know what to choose. It changed. You made, you made a choice. It changed into conflict and tension, which you don't know how to get out of until you do, right? Because then it changes. You change into these new beginnings. You change into from the curiosity and excitement and things of new beginnings. You change into, okay, I'm afraid though. Like, what's going on? From there, you change into, finding love, finding trust, finding someone there for you. From there, you change. So it's just a message of knowing that, the bad things don't last forever, but also to know that the super duper good things don't last forever either, and to always have that as a reminder to be grateful for the right now and the blessings in the right now, because you may, very well, before you know it, not have them anymore. So you have to really be grateful for things, moments and all that. More specifically, the wheel keeps on turning kind of thing. So it's kind of like, even when life feels tough, like, it keeps going. Don't get stuck thinking that you're never going to move past it. The wheel keeps on turning. The wheel keeps on moving. Just really cherish the now as much as possible. Additionally, this card is very much about karma. The Wheel of Fortune is about, what goes around comes around. So be very, compassionate with others the best you can, if that's messages for you. But mostly, based off this reading, just know that revenge is not the key. It's not about revenge. It's about creating something from a true place within yourself that gives you this kind of position, this kind of energy, this Ten of Cups energy. Revenge will not get you here. I'm sorry to say this to my air signs. I'm not trying to say y'all are vengeful. But revenge is not going to get you here, is what I'm hearing in my head. Revenge will not get you here. Loving yourself, digging deep, healing heart wounds, going through these changes, allowing these changes, trusting in the universe, and following your heart, that is what gets you here, not revenge. So it's important to remember that what goes around comes around. Be compassionate, but also that people who, do things not with such good intentions, not with such authentic energy, they, it will come back to them. So if you're really hung up on, wow, but this person really did me wrong, like, how do I fucking just go forward? Like, if you're really hung up on that, Sirius is trying to tell you, like, they're gonna get theirs. Stop focusing on them. They're going to get theirs. Stop focusing on them. Focus on you, so you can be here with yourself or with your partner that you're making amends with. Optimism, faith, all that good stuff. Of course, always, meditation is always helpful. I feel like meditation should be a part of every single card, because meditation is always going to be helpful. Again, with the acceptance that Lepidolite helps us with, like the Wheel of Fortune, when you spin a wheel on the show Wheel of Fortune, once you spin it, you got to take what you get. And so it's kind of about just like, you're going to get what you're going to get from choices or from divine prophecy and all that stuff. And you just need to adapt. When changes happen, you get what you get, and it's just, Sirius is telling you, adapt and go with it. Go with the flow. Try. Let go of that control. Understand that there are things that are outside of your control. All this fighting and this possible breakup, or this possible, just really hard time between you and someone else, or you and yourself, like, it happened beyond your control. You probably did not want this to happen, or had not planned on this happening. And it's beyond your control, but you know what? You dig deep in your heart. You keep trusting the universe. You keep trusting spirit. You keep trusting yourself. You keep making choices from here, and listening and observing messages that the universe and spirit may be trying to send you, and listening to people who are giving you other perspectives. I have to say that again. Listening to people giving you other perspectives. Really listening. I mean, like, that's how you adapt. That's how you move forward. That's how you get here. That's how you get there. Even when things are not in your control, you gotta understand. Some things are just not under your control, but you gotta take what you get, and you gotta work with it, and you will still prevail. You will always succeed. Yeah. Destiny, life cycles. This is a big, just like going through one big giant life cycle is what I'm getting from your spread here. And good luck. Luck in the favor of you. Good luck. So I like this. Very, very cool. And I'm very thirsty, and this ended up being way longer than I thought. And so any air signs watching this right now, much love to you. Much love to any cuspers or, moon air signs, rising air signs, whoever watching this. I appreciate you, and yeah, I hope this gets you, I hope this reaches you well. I hope this is helpful to you in some way. And always love freely. And I'm super sleepy. Mwah.